Good morning. In the last class, we had learnt about the laws of indices. And today, we will be doing a step ahead than that. In this rules, as you can see, the power or the indices that we had seen were natural numbers like 1, 2, or even integers minus 1, minus 2. But we never had a rational number. So today we will see what is the meaning of indices when they are present in a rational number. So let's go ahead. Let us say today I will be doing indices having rational number in the form 1 upon n. So let's begin. For example, now in lower classes you have learned squares and square root. So when we have to find out, let us say, square root of 25, how do we do it? We multiply 25, or we try to get factors of 25 in such a way that we have two numbers multiplying with each other. For example, 25 is 5 into 5, and then we get the square root as 5. Right? Now the square root has this symbol, or it can be even written as 2. The meaning of this number 2 here means is that you should divide this number 25 into two parts and select one part to be the root, right? Similarly, let us say cube root. Cube means 3. So cube root of 8, let us say, we have to find out. That means what it means is that we should divide this 8 into 3 parts. So you know 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. And when we talk of cube root, that means we should just take it out once. That means 2. So what we get here is 2 is the cube root of 8, or in other words, third root of 8. Right? Similarly, let's say, for example, I want to find out fourth root of 81. What does it mean? That I should divide 81 into 4 equal parts. So you know we get it, 3 into 3 is 9, 9 3s are 27, 27 into 3 is 81. So you see we got 4, the same number, multiplied 4 times, and when you will remove it 1, so we get 3. So what is the meaning is, 3 is the fourth root of 81, 2 is the third root of 8, 5 is the square root of 25. Right? Similarly, you can have other numbers also, or higher powers also. So what it means is, when we are dividing it 2 times, we are taking it out once. When we are dividing into 3 parts, again we are taking it out once. Even when we were doing for 4 parts, we were removing it once. Right? Now this was the root form. If I want to write this same thing in the indices form, then what I can write is 25 raised to 1 upon 2. What is the meaning of this? That you divide 25 in 2 parts and take 1 part of it. So when we divide 25 into 2 parts is 5 into 5, and we are going to remove 1 part, which is 5. So this is also square root of 25. This is also square root of 25. But this is in the root form. This is in the indices form. This will be read as square root of 25, and this is also as 1 upon 2 of 25 is also square root of 25, right? Similarly, this cube root of 8 can be also written as 8 raised to 1 upon 3. What we were doing here, 3 parts and removing 1. Same thing is mentioned here. Divide 8 into 3 parts and take 1 part of it. So this is also cube root of 8 in the indices form. This is in the root form. Similarly, this also can be written as 81 raised to 1 upon 4. This is fourth root of 81, which says divide 81 into 4 parts and take 1 out of it. So this is fourth root of 81, cube root of 81, or third root of 81, and this is the square root of 25, or second root of 25. So we can express the same number in 2 forms, that is the root form and the indices form. Let's take some more examples and let's study it. Let us say, for example, I want to find out fifth root of 32. So what does this mean is that I have to divide 32 into 5 parts. So you know it becomes 2 twos are 4, 4 twos are 8, 8 twos are 16, 16 twos are 32. So we have 32 divided into 5 parts. That is the same number. And the fifth root of 32 becomes 2. So now this fifth root of 32 can be written either this way, or it can be written as 32 raised to 1 upon 5. What does it, how do you read this? Fifth root of 32. This is also fifth root of 32. But the writing method is different. This is called the index form, because we are using index, and this is called the root form. Why is it called the root form? Because we are using the root sign. Meaning of both is same. This also means 32 is divided into 5 parts, and out of which you are removing 1. This also means the same, dividing 32 into 5 parts and removing 1, right? So what we get is 32 raised to 1 upon 5 is 2. What is the meaning of this is fifth root of 32 is 2. Right? But you can see, if I will multiply 2 5 times, I will get 32. 2 into 2, right? 2 twos are 4, 4 twos are 8, 16 and again 32. So now this 32 can be written as 2 raised to 5. So you can see, if I will write this 32, 2 raised to, this denominator which is there will come here. 2 raised to 5 is 32, and fifth root of 32 is 2. I'll just take one more example and explain to you. For example, let us say cube root of 64. That means dividing 64 into 4 parts. 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64. So answer is 4, right? So it can be written as cube root of 64, or 64 raised to 1 upon 3 is nothing but 4. Now similarly, 4, now if I just look at this, how do I get 64 from 4? By multiplying it 3 times. Right? 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64. Or in other words, 4 raised to 3 is 64. So do you get the meaning what I am trying to tell you? Cube root of 64 is 4, right? But 4 cube is equal to 64. You can see the denominator that has gone here becomes the power here. This is the relation between the cube root and the cube, or the nth root. So for example, now I can have a raised to 1 upon n will give me the root. This is the nth root of a, and the power will become the same. That is what is here it is. 64 raised to 1 upon 3 is the root which I got, and this root, which if I'll put it as a power here, will give me the original base. Let's take one more example. Let us say 7th root of 128. Now you know 128, when I will multiply 2 7 times. 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So multiply it 7 times and you get it out once, right? And I know 128 is equal to 2 raised to 7. And 128 raised to 1 upon 7 means the 7th root of 128, which I found out here, is 2. So can you see here again, this denominator which was there for the root becomes the power of this number. That is the root that you have removed, right? So from here we get the rule that a root of a number can be even expressed using indices, like we explained it here. Cube root of 64 can be written as 64 raised to 1 upon 3. This is the indices form. This is the root form. Similarly here also, this is the root form. This is the indices form. Right? So finding a root of a number can be used, can be explained using indices, where they have 1 in the numerator and a rational number or a natural number in the denominator. So using this, you can express and find out the answers for the root of any given number. Thank you.